Me, I like Carroll County Board of Commissioners. I think they've got a good conservative board. But there's two major issues that some people want at least some clarity on. The first was apparently there's something going on with the airport up there, and the other is the waste energy. But apparently they're going through their public hearing process to deal with that. Apparently what they're going to do with the waste energy, the way I've read it, now I'm going by from talking to them and reading and hearing what I've had in the press, is they're going to look at this and basically go through the public hearing process from the beginning as if they were making the decision. And then at the end of that process, they will make a decision.
Well, they all ran on not being a part of the waste energy in Frederick County. Every one of them did, because they got Julia Gooch unelected. And she was one of the people who was comfortable with it.
But you got to remember now, things changed there because they went to districts.
I understand that. I understand that.
Which brings in a lot of different types of dynamics.
I understand that.
Would you not agree?
I said I understand that.
Okay.
I said it twice. Did you not hear me?
She's got it there.
In other words, she agrees, but she doesn't want to say I agree.
Did you not hear me? The fact is, they've had all this time to study the issue. And now we're 6 months from getting the final permit, and they're still dilly-dallying over there. I prefer an elected official who finds out all the facts that they possibly can, does a little research on his or her own. All that information they have every bit of information that Frederick County has, correct? Okay, well, it comes a time, an elected official, you got to make a decision. So don't try and kick that can down the road or punt that football. Make a decision.
Man, listen to all these,
Well, that's what I said. I wouldn't want them to watch my back.
I think it's a done deal if you want to throw another one in.
Well, Bob, I agree with you in terms of, I just don't know why. I don't know. I don't want to put words in her mouth because we'll see when it goes through the process, but you would think that you'd tell someone and say, hey, I ran on this issue. I said I'm against it, so bring it up for vote. I'm ready to go.
Exactly my point, so let's find another county to participate. So, there you have it. But my argument is, I would not want to have commissioners who can't make a decision. Oh, I don't know which way I want to go.
Wow. Did you hear her do the chicken?
Other than that, I have nothing to say about the issue.
Was that the chicken?
It was.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Apparently, I don't know how long it's going to take them to go through that process, but they're going to go through there.
I can't believe the contract wasn't written at some point in time, like February the 1st. You got to tell us whether you're in or out. So, I don't have my contract.
When the bonds are going to be issued, and basically, it's not on the county's debt service, but they are guaranteeing the capacity.
I understand.
That's what people, need to think about. Good afternoon, you're live, local on the Blaine Young Show. Who's calling?
I'm disconnected.
Okay, what's going on?
This guy just called you about Carroll Cnty Stup.
Go ahead.
Is this Blaine?
Yes.
Oh, Blaine, it's Scott. You have me on the air?
Yes, you're live on the air. You want me to take you off the air?
Well, yeah, because I'm from Carroll County, and there's a lot more to this deal with the incinerator. There's be no issues lining up buyers, and the simple fact is, for $80 a ton tippage, it doesn't make sense for Carroll County to do this. And I totally support the commissioners in Carroll County looking at all the cost benefits of this because it wasn't looked at properly by the prior board. And that's exactly why people voted Julia Gooch and the likes out, because they just, all this shenanigans that they used to do in this county. And, Rothschild and company are doing the right thing. So I totally support that, whether, people in Frederick County like it or not. But if it was an attractive deal, you'd have buyers all over the place, and you got no buyers. So it must not be a very attractive deal.
Well, Scott, again, a lot of those folks are my friends, and I support them also.
I do.
I wouldn't lose I wouldn't lose 1 second of sleep if they decided to pull out.
I understand.
Not a second.
Me either.
So I mean, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem. I just what I think Anita was venting is at what point is a decision going to be made? And I try to explain to her that apparently it's now a priority, and they're going through a whole public
and she's sitting
hearing process.
Well, and if the prior process didn't look at the cost benefits of it properly, why would you be against them going back through and looking at the cost benefit of this again when it's the taxpayers of Carroll County that are going to pay for this as well? And I have no problem with them looking at that. I mean, there was a lot of waste in Carroll County government prior to this board, and they go through very extensive processes to look at the cost benefits of everything they do, unlike the prior board. And we've wasted money on some of the silliest things in this county. It's unbelievable. So I'm glad we have people in county government that are finally looking at this, at the real numbers and the real benefits to say whether this is something Carroll County should be in or not. So I applaud them for taking the time to go back and do that.
And I think that's a very good position for you to have as a resident of Frederick County and all that. Carroll County, I'm sorry.
Carroll.
But the fact of the matter remains, I mean, do we have a deal or don't we have a deal? I mean, do we have a partner or don't we have a partner? That's my question.
And if they're the ones that are, they're a little financially for backing out and trying to find a buyer, if it was an attractive deal, wouldn't you think there'd be lots of people willing to step up? I'd say probably because it's not a very attractive deal in the first place.
Scott, how do you know there's not a group of people waiting?
I don't know that. Do you?
All I just said is I would not lose 1 second of sleep.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could read a lot into that, Blaine.
And I wouldn't lose it.
Those guys are good friends of mine. I respect what they're doing. I support that board. I think it's a good conservative board. I just, at some point, just
got to make a decision at some point.
Yeah. Well, I hear you. I think they're doing the right thing by looking at it again. I'm just telling you. And there's a lot more backstory to this than you may even know.
Well, if you can't share the backstory with us,
commissioners.
Hey, Scott, let me put you on hold real quick, all right?
Yeah, no problem.
Don't go nowhere. All right, I don't know.
I don't think they have a sanitary landfill.
I don't know.
At least the thing I saw about this new factory going, or the new processing thing, it's supposed to be put up outside of Town, which puts it right close to the Frederick County border anyway, which should make a lot of folks happy.
Well,
again, do you know how, I mean, I'm not saying, believe me, I agree as we progress through time, technology will change. It changes everywhere. But, I mean, you still got to go through and get all your federal permits, your state permits. I mean, it's a long, involved, complicated process. They're talking about today, if that would happen, you're at least, minimum. Even this is moving at light speed. Yeah.
10 years. You're at least 10 years. If they haven't even cited it. I mean, because you can't just plunk it any old where. You have to plunk it in an appropriate area.
In Baltimore, they were having trouble getting financing on proven technology. Mm-hmm. How are you going to get financing
This is supposed to be privately funded.
Okay.
Privately funded.
Still.
But you have to get the permits here in the United States and the great state of Maryland. And, having sat through a lot of this kind of stuff, I mean, the winds do blow west to east, and of course that may limit your ability to put your stack up and all those other kind of things. I guess maybe people ought to consider those kind of things. Just having been through the permitting process for landfills and all the other.
Well, I have heard of this technology, and if it comes to fruition, it is pretty incredible. But again,
it's only in Asia and China or wherever the article said. Mr. Marshner was not.
But I have heard of the technology.
No, you always hear about these things. I mean, we all, it's Asia and Europe, so, and they do not have the same standards that we have. We have very high standards. So what you can get permitted in another country may or may not get permitted in the United States and Maryland.
Well, we'll see how it
all plays out. My only thing is make a decision. Make a decision. That's my point, Blaine. Make a decision. It's been studied as long as we've been studying it and all that kind of stuff. So they either they want to be a partner or they don't want to be a partner, period.
Hey, by the way, a good friend of mine, Washington County, talk about Washington County Commissioner, the president up there, Terry Baker, also County Commissioner Jeff Klein. They're having a let's get to know each other, come and see what's going on in the Washington County government at the evening State of the County presentation. It's free, open to the public at Hager Hall. On Tuesday, February 7th at 6:30 p.m. So, just want to let folks know about that in Washington County. So,
okay.
Let's go on third lines. Good afternoon. You're live, local on the Blaine Young Show. Who's calling?
This is Steve. How you doing?
Good, sir.
I just wanted to comment on Carroll County and the landfill situation there. There is a landfill on Route 140 leaving Westminster going towards Baltimore County. I don't know how many years it's been open, but it's good, 3-4 miles outside of Westminster.
Who runs it? Do you know?
I don't know who runs it. I believe it's certainly a county facility.
Okay.
I'm not sure what outfit runs it. But also regarding the proposed site in Tawnytown, which is in the vast industrial complex that is the area in Tawnytown with all the large companies and things. It's just right there, say 3 or 4 or 5 good baseball throws from downtown Tawnytown, and there's no way on God's green earth that they're going to put any sort of facility that close to town that's going to be bringing that much refuse into that facility. There's no way on the planet. It's just too close to town. It's just 5 baseball throws from the traffic light at 194 and 140. It just will not happen.
Okay.
Now, is this a new landfill over there, or is that capacity, or do you know anything about it?
No, it's not a new landfill. They had another one which was outside of Westminster on Route 97 going towards Gettysburg, and that had closed up, I'm going to guess, 8 years ago, something like that. So it's not a new one, but it's still relatively close to Westminster and the main part of Carroll County, but kind of a busy area right there on Route 1.
How do they dispose of their trash? Do they landfill it, or do they haul it out of county? Do you know?
I think they landfill it there.
Okay.
I don't.
So they have a sanitary landfill, is what you're telling me?
I believe so. I don't want to be the expert on it, but I believe that's what they have there. But I think you both are right. It's going to take years for anything to get approved. I don't know how long Carroll County and Frederick County have been working together and thinking about.
We've been talking about this for. I mean,
well, you're this is 5 years for certain here, but it started back in '88 when I was president of the Board of County Commissioners. We were looking at it with Frederick County, Carroll County, Washington County, and I think a little bit of Montgomery County.
Yep.
So this is not a new issue, because I remember there was one newspaper article that the commissioners are like moving fast forward on this, and I said, this is not fast. This is slow.
Hey, thanks for the call. Thanks for listening to the Blaine Young Show.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, Anita?